David Schneer, I'm so excited to have you here to talk about your book, Backbone, Surviving the Road Less Quantified Toward a Deeper Understanding of Qualitative Research. Obviously, this book is very much a story about your experience becoming a practitioner and an expert in the marketing research space. However, there's so much more behind it. The stories, the resilience, the survival, the things you've had to overcome in your career. It's very inspiring and such a great read. But I do want to step back and talk about the qualitative research side of your business and why is that so important in today's age?
Well, first of all, Paul, thank you for having me and giving me the opportunity to discuss Backbone. You know, Qualitative research, especially in the area of technology, is kind of like the redheaded stepchild of research methodologies. Everybody wants to see the numbers. Show me the numbers. Show me the money. Uh, but there's another side to research and surveys with lots of numbers. And I think people are less familiar with qualitative research and the important role it plays, especially today, post-pandemic, when all of the quantitative data that has henceforth been collected is now kind of moot because the pandemic has rendered it sort of insignificant. Everything's changed. And so a lot of companies are stepping back and saying, hey, what condition is our condition in? Let's go talk to some customers face to face and see what they say. And let's put some flesh around the bones that our quantitative data gives us. And, I saw that not only in the business world, but also when I was in the seminary. And so I tried to tie my experiences together trying to move qualitative research in a direction where it becomes even more important and more well known than before I got into this career.
Well, David, as you know, I spent 26 years in the quantitative side of market research, so it's really interesting to hear your perspective about qualitative research. Can you share some examples?
A lot of times we will get survey results and the numbers will come in and it'll say that, X% of the population that we surveyed uh, does not like this concept. Okay, so we know that they don't like the concept, but we don't know why they don't like the concept, not deeply. And so
Yeah.
a lot of times what we'll do is we'll do the qualitative research before going in to the quantitative. And, we've introduced new concepts in technology, game changing, disruptive technologies like the first super tank printer. Those big printers with massive amounts of ink on it. Well, we dragged those into focus group facilities and let people look at it and play with it. And long before we started to do any quantitative research, that type of exploration is very early on in a product life cycle. So I wanted to bring some attention to how products get developed and how they get tested.
David, this book is packed full of stories, but one thing that stands out to me is that this could be a great guide for somebody looking to explore a career in qualitative market research, looking at where the industry has come, where it is today, looking at some of the amazing insights you have to share. Can you expand a little bit on that opportunity?
I think maybe if they read it, they might think twice about entering into this. But look, I love this profession. There was a time when I didn't, when I was so immersed in it and doing it day in and day out and day in and day out. But you know, I I came to realize how lucky I am to be in a profession and in a job that I just absolutely love. Okay. There are a lot of people out there that are in jobs that they just grind through. They don't really like it. And so for me, it was important to showcase that against the reality of what it's like to do this work. And it's very physical, it's very mental, it's very draining, but it's so rewarding. Uh, when I look back at how I started and where I am now, I'm still not done. There's still things to learn. So that was part of the purpose of the book, is to chronicle a day in a life of a qualitative researcher.
Actually, I really wish this book would have been around when I started my career in market research. I didn't really understand the qualitative side at the time. I think this would have given me such a different perspective and an opportunity to maybe find a different place in the industry than I did.
I hope so. It's a no-brainer that this book would be ideal for people who are not only in qualitative research, but even quantitative research, because guess what? A lot of the trends that we talk about qualitatively in this book are now spilling over into the quantitative world, like AI. I also think, though, that the people that hire me, the product marketing managers, the product managers, uh, our folks in R&D, senior executives, CMOs, all these folks touch qualitative research. So I think there's a an audience there, and beyond that, if you're interested in nonverbal intelligence and body language, we touch on that. So I'm hoping that my story will touch people, whether they're involved or know about qualitative research or not.
I love it, David. I'm so glad you shared this with us. I encourage everyone out there, go get yourself a copy of Backbone. You won't regret it. This isn't the end. This is just the beginning of something great. So join us on this journey, read along, and let's get to know David from a different perspective.
Thank you, Paul.